Hello everyone, my name is the Mad Scorpion and welcome to another Xur inventory update. Sorry for the awkward pause, but for some reason I somehow forgot what I was doing here. Now apologies, it's a little later than usual, life was just happening, you know, holidays, busy work times, and so I just kind of wanted to wind down a bit before getting on. Beside of that, let me get into what we're here for. The exotic stock. On the front page, we do have two catalysts, which in this modern day are frankly avoidable, or something that could be ignored unless you're trying to fill out the checklist. The first is the Borealis catalyst, which Borealis on its own is a solid weapon if you're willing to match shields, but at the same time, its catalyst just boosts its reload speed, which, considering if you're already on the solar damage type, your reload speed is already lightning fast in comparison, so a slight stat buff to your reload speed is kind of not at all worth spending coins on, especially 71. However, the same could possibly be said for the Jade Rabbit catalyst, because what it actually does is just literally increases your stability stat. Considering it already has Zen Moment, it seems counterproductive because you already have a stability buff. Not to mention that, sure, in the Crucible it might help because Jade Rabbit is pretty much Crucible or PvP focused only, but, you know, who knows, if they gave it a change, maybe it would be OP in PvP or not powerful enough in PvE, who knows. But two catalysts, two different stat buffs that are non-negligible in the end. The next is for the first armor, the 6th Coyote, which is simply enough gains a second dodge for hunters, which the dodge is an integral part of what hunters are. And shortly after dodging, you have Reaper automatically applied, where shortly after dodging, your next weapon final blow spawns an Orb of Power. So if you're looking to basically build yourself around dodging, this would be the perfect exotic for you, or otherwise, if you don't have an exotic exactly meant for anything in particular, that is of course a very good neutral game exotic that can apply to any of your builds. Quite literally any. The next is the Insurmountable Skullfort. It's very simple. Any arc melee ability kills will trigger health regeneration and restore the melee energy. And when it says restore melee energy, it means a full refund. So if you wanted to go Shoulder Charge, Ballistic Slam, a Thunderclap, any of those melees will not only restore your health on kill, but will also fully restore. It is an inherently simple exotic that I believe has been unchanged since the start, and has just been tweaked slightly for Crucible, because obviously an instant recharge is a bit OP. The next is Astrocyte Verse, which is a very simple blink-focused exotic for the Warlocks. Your blink can go farther and activate more frequently, and nearby targets will become volatile with the blink. Weapon readies quickly out of blink, and radar remains up. However, also while in Nova Warp, it will make a dark blink that does not cost super energy, provides a moderate benefit to airborne effectiveness stat of all weapons while blinking. With that, that's pretty much just the whole approximation. It's everything to do with Blink, mostly focused on Void Blink, however. So I think it's available in Arc. I forget if it expanded past that. I know Arc Hunters got Blink, but with that, the next one is the class items for all your characters. Once again, they are available in case you wish to farm them out, get some rolls, apply your attunements, and otherwise just collect what you can while Xur is here. Honestly, with the Dawning and everything else going on, you are earning some strange coins a lot faster than before. You might not be able to farm it out as easily with Festival Lost as it was just one Festival Engram and enough candy, and you could buy a class item. But with this one, it's quite literally just get your strange coins, and you're earning strange coins like crazy from the Dawning. So it might be a good time to reap rewards. On the front page of exotics, we have Hawkmoon with Opening Shot, a very good perk for the Crucible crowd, as Hawkmoon is typically the Crucible hand cannon that people seem to remember. The next is Arbalest. Speaking of Crucible, this is one of those annoying ones because even though it is a PvE god role or god weapon, it is still a bit annoying in the Crucible because it is a special ammo linear fusion rifle that can still one-tap to the brain, so it's a pretty easy cheeser. In the PvE field, it's basically an anti-barrier linear fusion rifle that on top of that, breaking shields will make it more vulnerable to kinetic damage, so it technically makes it more vulnerable to its own shots. The Catalyst gives it Genesis, which is a simple enough perk. It's not one that many people actually remember exists nowadays. Basically, just breaking a weapon will refill the magazine from reserves, and however, if you do matching types, it will regenerate the ammo. With that, that's pretty much the summation of it. It is meant for anti-shield, and in Crucible, it is incredibly annoying. Speaking of anti-shield, Risk Runner, where it basically makes it so that you take one shot of any arc damage and you are dealing it back out threefold. When you take arc damage, the weapon becomes more powerful and resists more incoming arc damage. Kills will extend the time in this overcharged state, and while overcharged, it will basically make it so that shots have a chance to chain lightning and also refund ammo into the magazine. Being an infinite ammo primary, it is a very solid perk. And this Catalyst on top of it, if you don't know, is either a range or stability or both buff, but at the same time, range and stability on an SMG doesn't really do anything in the end of the day. The next is the Prospector, which recently got a rework that I don't think hits the mark because it's still just kind of an odd weapon. It is a fully automatic grenade launcher that will make cluster bombs upon detonation, and defeating targets will create a chain reaction explosion, with the masterwork, I believe, also enhancing his reload speed that is different from its original of enhanced ammo reserves. It was fun, but it still is weird thinking this is a grenade launcher that was dedicated to ad clear, considering grenade launchers nowadays is dedicated to almost exclusively boss damage, and it kind of fails at being good at either. So, Prospector, unfortunately still taking a loss in my book. And for the legendary weapons, unfortunately, only one of these can be crafted, so the rest are just kind of rolls in case you're into these. The first is the Dire Promise, Adaptive Frame Kinetic Hand Cannon with Opening Shot and Swashbuckler. I know this one was a good one for PvP, but however, this roll isn't exactly the best. Opening Shot great, but not the rest. Enigma's Draw, which is a vertical frame precision shot sidearm, also kinetic. Opening shot, rapid hit. I guess if you want to take sidearms into the Crucible, this is one of those rolls that is a really good combination. Otherwise, it is still a sidearm, so do with as you wish. The Hollow Words, a precision frame arc fusion rifle from Season 11, which it has an odd roll because Lead from Gold is solid enough, but Disruption Break, it only really works on arc weapon or arc shields, I believe, so it can only function in so many biomes. Then the Death Adder, a lightweight solar SMG from Season 11 as well. It's solid enough for the Crucible. It's another one of those alternate recluses, but subsistence and moving target in combination, only really good for PvP, I would say. And then there's the Seventh Seraph Saw, which in a similar state is a high-impact arc heavy machine gun from Season 10, which I feel like could be brought forward, but, you know, I digress. Grave Robber is nifty for machine guns because a full reload on a melee attack or a kill is nifty. However, again, same issue with Disruption Break. You are requiring arc shields, otherwise it's not exactly there. Then the Semio-Tactician, which is a high-impact frame strand rocket launcher from Season of the Witch, which, at the same respect, I remember looking at this perk list for this weapon and thinking it doesn't really have a lot to offer. So in another case of I would only get it if you're trying to clear out checklists, I would say this is not worth deep side harmonizing in this day and age. And lastly, we have the usual variety of class swords of the old versions for the various characters. Although these ones can't be crafted, you'll just have to rely on random rolls in the alternate ammo types. Which, when I say ammo type, I mean damage type. And to wrap it all up, we have the old faction New Monarchy armor for the Titan and possibly for the rest of the characters. And just to add on to the variety in the strange offers, we have Ascendant Shards, Enhancement Cores, Glimmer, and Raid Banners for strange coins. With that, that is the end of what Xur has to offer in his store. With that, my name is the Mad Scorpion. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays, and I will see you in the next video.